Alejandro. It is so nice to have you back on the show, brother. How are you doing?
Everything is amazing. Everything is marvelous. Another sunny day down here in South Florida. Just trying to make it happen and helping our clients and reach their goals.
Awesome, awesome. Now, there is so many crazy things that are happening right here in our city right now in Toronto, just in our entire country in Canada. And I love bringing you on the show because I feel like we just have such fruitful conversation with respect to helping, people find a channel and find a way to just move to Florida. Now, I know it's always been a dream of many Canadians to be a snowbird. And, myself, I'm always in Florida. I love Florida. I'm there multiple times a year. And I just really wanted to bring some light to the topic right now of how Canadians can really get in. So, do you think it's still a good idea to move to Florida though? Because, Mexico's really been the talk a lot of the time for a lot of Canadians right now. They're wanting to go down there, retire. The Caribbean is popping right
Right,
now. They're all like, oh my God, I really, really want to move there, be some more hot. So is Florida
right.
still a good place to move to?
Florida's always a good place to move to. I mean, the weather's fantastic. We have different price ranges depending on city, location, and pretty much there's a home here for anybody that wants to move, especially with all the development going on and all the growth that Florida has experienced in the last couple of years. I mean, I always say that the best time for somebody to move is when they're ready, and if you're ready to take that step and get somewhere where you want to be, then I wouldn't, my question would be, what are you waiting for? Let's have a conversation. Let's sit down and talk about what your goals are and get you to where you want to be.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of people want to be there in sunny state, but
Right, right.
they just don't have, the tools to help them. And I'm hoping that, our talk today can really shine some light and people can feel that motivation within to just reach out so that we can help you get there and help that goal a reality, right? Now let's talk about the taxes because man, we've been getting hit with a lot of taxes here in Ontario. I mean, starting July of this year, we have our capital gains tax is going to be increasing. We're going to be at 67%. And I know a lot of people are freaking out. Not only that, the carbon taxes, oh my God, they are just whooping us right now, right?
Yeah,
So it's,
yeah.
it's kind of like if you have to get out there and drive, and even just like the food prices, oh my God, they're crazy. What type of like taxes you guys have out there in Florida compared to
So,
ours?
so in Florida, it's basically just a sales tax. There's a property tax. Um, there's of course corporate tax. If you're running a business out of a home, Airbnb, VRBO, or any other type of income that you're flipping houses and you're gonna pay a capital tax on that. But as far as carbon or even the capital gains tax, I believe the maximum is about 40%, and that's only if you're buying houses and flipping them, or maybe you live in a property for less than 5 years and then you did a bunch of upgrades and now you want to sell and make some equity.
Yeah.
You're gonna run into capital gains tax, which at the end of the day,
Mhm.
it's a tax, but you're not paying 67%, which I
Yeah.
have a lot of
Oh,
Canadian clients right now that are,
mm,
they're calling me and asking me, hey, how can I get down to Florida ASAP? And
yeah.
it's pretty common right now with just like you said, all the taxes that are going on in Canada.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I just want to bring some clarity to it. So the 250,000, the inclusion rate, that remains at the 50%, but commencing June 25th of 2024, so that's just pretty much next month, right?
Yeah.
We're going to be taxed on anything above 250,000 at 67%. That's just like mind blowing to me. So I know you guys have something called, what is it called? The 1031?
1031 exchange.
Yeah. So is that where
Yeah.
we can sell property, keep it in the trust account of the lawyers? Because we're gonna flip that into something else, right?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So you basically have to keep the money in an escrow account,
Mhm.
okay? And and you keep it until you find a property that is almost the same value as your property that you sold. So that way it's a transfer and 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 we exchange the properties basically from one place
Yeah.
to another.
Yeah. And I guess it also works as like a tax haven, like in a sense, because you're going to buy something with that money. It's not hitting your account. And that's
Correct, correct,
this kind
exactly.
of loophole type thing, as I'll call it.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's very common as well. You know, investors, they might have a portfolio in Georgia or Texas and they're, you know, or selling land that has oil,
Mhm.
and instead of paying taxes instead of paying taxes for that money, you just exchange your portfolio to, maybe you want a portfolio in Miami or in Fort Lauderdale, which is an apartment building, and that's how the exchange can work.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. Or even just a single
Right.
house, pretty much anything.
Yeah,
Like
if it's a
no matter
single
where it
family
is. Yeah.
house, yeah.
It's
If
just a
if
way to kind of navigate your capital type thing.
correct,
Right?
correct,
Cool.
exactly.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So, what is the down payment that Canadians are expected to put down? Now, let's say we have someone that's watching the show that's like, I really want to do this. What is that down payment? Because here it's 20%.
Got you, got you. So it all depends. I like to say that every case is different, like a fingerprint, right? Every file is different. Nothing from one client is going to be same with another client, and um what we pretty much work with is foreign national buyer programs, okay? These foreign national buyer programs, you're gonna have to come in at 30% down,
Mhm.
okay? There's gonna be a needs list that we're gonna, have you give us the documents, a copy of your passport, a letter of a letter of a bank or credit reference
Mhm.
with minimum 24 months of relationship verified in the document, verification of income. You're gonna have to provide proof of your primary residence
Mhm.
in Canada, as such as utility bill,
Mhm.
um,
Yeah.
copy of businesses,
Yeah.
and then the probably the most important is that you need to have a bank account in the United States.
Okay. And Canadians, it's easy for us to open one. We can just go walk
Oh
into
yeah, yeah, yeah,
one.
most definitely. You can open
Cool.
up a bank in the United States without a problem,
Nice.
and this will be, one of the needs that that we can just cross out because we know that,
Yeah.
it can get done.
Cool. All right. So
Yeah.
it can vary depending on the individual. So
Correct,
might be
correct. So if
people.
they have dual citizenship,
Yeah.
right? If they
Yeah.
have a dual citizenship and they pretty much work in US and they're in Canada or the other way around, there can be other ways that we can structure the loan,
Mhm.
okay? But we have to look at every file individually and kind of gauge it to see how we can structure everything.
Okay. Okay. So, for those of you that don't know that are watching this right now, Alejandro is an amazing partner of mine in South Florida. I know we just jumped in right into the talk because we've been talking kind of, we wanted to just bring you guys in. And I know a lot of you have these questions. And the purpose of us jumping on here and just having this dialogue is just to really allow you guys to see clarity because there's so many things that Canadians have in their minds, or it's hearsay, right? And they don't really know what's applicable to them. So I'm so glad that you're here to be able to give us that clarity that we need and be the helping, guide that so many Canadians long for. Now,
No, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. I'm here to help. Any questions that you guys might have, concerns or doubts, like, just reach out to us. Let's schedule a consultation. Let's sit down and talk about your goals.
hmm,
Um, see where you're at and see how we could help you get to where you want to be.
exactly. Now, what is this FHA loan? A lot of people they have this in their vocab. FHA loan, I can get one. Can a Canadian get an FHA loan, and what is it?
So like I said, it depends on the file. It depends if they're a citizen of the United States as well. If they're a lawful permanent resident or it all depends. Do they have a social security?
Okay.
Um, you know, there's many factors, but it's the FHA is more geared towards citizens living in the United States.
Got you. Okay.
Citizens or, permanent resident aliens, um, non-permanent resident aliens must have a social security number and they must be eligible to work in the United States.
Mm,
Um, and this is all ran through the employment authorization
okay.
document issued by the United States Citizen and Immigrant Service. Okay.
Now, a Freddie Mac or a Fannie Mae, those are
Yes.
two different programs that you guys have there. Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae. Can Canadians
Right.
actually qualify for that, or is there a different program for Canadians?
Well, look, the route that most Canadians take is the foreign national buyer, okay? Foreign national buying program, it has a 30% a 30% down payment requirement, okay? And we can go through the needs list and let you know exactly what you need. But this is what most Canadians, when they get a loan down here in Florida, or that have worked with my company, um, or they're looking for a vacation home, or maybe an investment home, or maybe it's your summer home.
Mhm.
That's the type of program that they use.
Nice. Okay. And
Yeah.
last question for you. What
Yes.
do you recommend somebody on a budget that is desperately wanting to leave Canada to come down to sunny state Florida? What would you
Right.
recommend would be like the best and easiest process just to get out and get into Florida?
You know, I would say, talk to your immigration lawyer, right? Try to get a visa to work down here. Maybe you're not ready to purchase yet. Maybe you want to get a feel for Florida and you want to rent for, about a year or maybe a couple months to a short-term rental and kind of get a feel for it and take that next step in the near future. I mean, um, I would say to reach out to professionals, reach out to people that you can consult with, like Felicia and I, we'll sit down with you guys. We'll, give you an idea, a realistic conversation where we've been able to help Canadians in the past and kind of get them situated down here. And, that's the first step that I would take if I was a Canadian and I wanted, if I wanted to live in Florida or I wanted to live somewhere in the United States, I would, talk to your immigration lawyers, see if you can get a visa, get, get down here, take in the energy, maybe come down as a trip, maybe come down as a trip. Let's check out a couple properties together, get a good feel um for the state and of the weather and the restaurants, the melting pot that's down here, and you'll be able to assess a decision a lot better than just flipping through Instagram or going on TikTok, because what's better than a personal experience, right?
Exactly, exactly. I love this so much. Well, again, ladies and gentlemen, this is my partner Alejandro, and he lives in Sunny State. He's right in South Florida. So anything you guys need when it comes to real estate, even mortgages, he got you. Now, I'm Falesha Raquel. If you guys got value out of this fruitful conversation, please do not forget to like and subscribe. And I can't wait to have you back on the show again so that we can talk more and we can get all these questions answered for the fellow Canadians wanting to come to Florida. So thank you so much, Alex.
You're very welcome, Felicia. It's always a pleasure to be on your platform, and I'm very grateful to have the opportunity to speak about the Florida market and trying to help Canadians. I mean, that's what we're in this business for, helping people, and it's a great pleasure.
Thank you so much. Until next time, everyone. Ciao.
All right.